This episode of the Rob's Podcast with Maddie West is brought to you by State Farm agent Mary Rokicki. If you're looking for auto insurance, renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, or life insurance, you should definitely talk to my State Farm agent Mary Rokicki. Or if you have any of those policies with somebody else, and you think you might be able to get yourself a better deal, talk to the best, talk to Mary. For the past 11 years, I've been trusting State Farm agent Mary Rokicki with my personal insurance needs, and my favorite thing about it has been that she treats her clients like family. Mary has always been in my corner looking out for me, making sure I'm getting the best rates possible. I know I can trust Mary just like a good neighbor. In fact, now is a great time to talk to Mary because as of last month, actually as of 2 months ago, State Farm just had another auto rate decrease. State Farm is the #1 auto insurer. Getting a quote from Mary is always free. It takes about 10 minutes. Find out how much those 10 minutes can save you and your family. Call Mary at 812-473-2863. I'm so glad that I did. That's my trusted State Farm agent, Mary Rokicki, 812-473-2863. Today's show also brought to you by Spuds and Stuff. Just saying that's making me hungry. Mm-hmm. I still get asked. The answer is yes. I would never lie to you about a Philly cheesesteak.
I know it.
Nobody in this city makes a better Philly than Jason out at Spuds and Stuff. He makes the best one in town. Maddie knows it.
I know it.
He would bring me in throughout his process to like kind of tweak his cheesesteak recipe. Like
he did a great job.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome for that. He'd ask for my feedback. We'd make adjustments. And what he wound up with was sheer perfection. Try it for yourself if you don't believe me. And don't forget those delicious Spuds. That's like their namesake. Spuds and Stuff. Mm-hmm. 2403 Washington Avenue on Evansville's east side, and the location at 41 in Boonville, New Harmony has now reopened. Now hiring for drivers at both locations. And I want to remind you that if you'd like to advertise on the Rob's Podcast with Maddie West, please email therobspodcast@gmail.com.
And you know you do.
Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning.
Welcome to another episode. I'm excited to see what we're going to get into this week.
Yeah.
I have to tell you and just congratulate you and toot our own horn a little bit. Last week's episode I thought was killer.
It was hysterical. I'm still getting people that are talking to me about the blue waffles.
The blue waffles, yeah. it was the perfect conversation, and I was just wanted to say you were so funny. You know?
Oh, well, thanks, man.
So eventually that will be a quick hit, but also our conversation about Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
And OnlyFans is also going to be one. There was some good stuff last week. If you missed last week's episode, go back and check it because it was good stuff.
And if you're watching right now, I apologize because I did just leave the gym and I look like someone should be burying me right now.
you kept saying I look dead. I look dead. You don't look dead.
I look like so pale right now. I don't have any makeup on.
I ran today.
And good for you.
Listen, I mean, I'm sure I didn't go as hard as you.
Did you shower after?
I did.
Well, there's the difference between you and I right now. Is that I my ass is so sweaty right now. I'm afraid to stand up off this chair.
Oh, whatever.
So you're welcome for that. Just be thankful you can't smell through the screen.
You are totally free of it. I wanted to toot your horn for another reason, too.
Oh, why?
I love
this.
I meant to bring this up last week and I forgot. I couldn't believe I forgot to write this one down, but I got it for this week.
Okay, what?
So, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before.
Okay.
Let's go back 4 Saturdays.
Before I was married.
No, the day you were married.
The day I got married.
The 8th. Okay.
Okay.
You
Gosh,
got
it's
married.
already been a month.
I know it's almost been a month. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What, Monday would be a month?
Yeah.
Labor Day.
Labor Day. Yeah.
So you got married, and then the next week you were on your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
The following Saturday.
Yeah.
I got a thank you note from it was in my mailbox.
Yeah.
Snail mail.
Yeah.
How did you get those done so fast?
Well, I don't have a job, and
it took us almost 6 months to finish our thank you notes.
No, I sat down right when I got home, like over the next 2 days. I sat down and wrote all my thank you notes.
Did you have a lot?
I probably had about 30 or 40.
Okay,
it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. But the hardest part was thinking of different things to say in each one. You know what I mean? Because I just don't want to be thanks for the money.
Boy, I hope my mom's old neighbor and my aunt don't talk to each other and show them each other's card because they look exactly the same.
Right, that's what I say. So it's if you ever compare notes with someone else I wrote a thank you card with, I think you'll be able to tell which of you I like better. Because some of them I made funny and really put some some effort into. And then I got this cool little stamp that says Kent and Maddie. So I didn't have to sign my name. I just got to stamp it, which felt great. But what a missed opportunity. I should have put the Baggetts. You know what I mean? Because that's so official.
Well, I mean, I guess
that's how I should have signed it.
Well,
but Kent and Maddie's
I just want to
too.
say kudos on that.
Thanks,
I have
man.
never. I mean, the way the mail has been lately, like everyone's coming down to the post office and everything, and just getting it. If you would have sent it the day of the wedding, and getting it there in 2 weeks would have been amazing. But
well, not only that, they sat. So my mailbox is like attached to my house, so I don't have a way to like alert my mail lady that I have mail.
you don't have a red flag.
No, I don't have like a little flag because it's like one of the ones that's on your house. It's got a little flap on the top. And so I don't have a way to like tell her. And so for 3 days, they sat in my mailbox because I didn't have any mail over 3 days. So she wasn't coming to my box. She wasn't in my box. And so I really wanted her to come in my box and get my cards. And then I like kept checking every day and they were still there. So really, double kudos because it should have been there like 3 days sooner.
Wow. I was just...
You're welcome.
And like I said, because the timeline...
My hand still hurts.
The timeline that we saw online was like, and then by 6 months, you should have your thank you notes finished. So that was kind of what we followed, and we cut it close for some people, but about 6 months, you got them done lickety split.
Yeah, and I've had those thank you notes obviously since I ordered my invites, and they match my original invites. The thank you notes did, and it was going to be like this cute little thing, and it even had like it had our engagement photo on there, and now everything was like so outdated by the time I sent them out because I'm like, oh my gosh, like no one even remembers that this is what the original invite looked like because that was like 6 months ago.
It rang a bell with me.
Yeah.
And then
I should have put a wedding photo on there. I'm an idiot.
We worked together long enough that I immediately recognized your handwriting from the envelope.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah.
I know. I can always tell when Kent like writes a note or something like that because I'm like, I have no idea what that says.
So, and then I had another funny story I've been meaning to tell for so long.
Okay, I'm ready.
And I wrote it down this time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell this to you too because, like, I'm a new dad, so like nothing too terribly exciting happens on like the daily. So when something funny happens, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta tell Maddie.
And he's gonna be 1 this month.
It's gonna be 1 on Sunday, not tomorrow, but the next.
Oh
day.
my gosh,
it's gonna be 1. We're having a birthday party.
It's already September.
I know.
This is blowing my mind right now.
I know. I'm about to have a 1-year-old.
I know.
It's crazy.
Then you can't call yourself a new dad no more.
I kind of. I agree.
I'm still a new mom.
I feel like...
I blame that on every like fuck up that I have. I'm like, I'm a new mom. They're like, he's 7. I'm like, I'm still new at this.
I think technically like you're a newlywed for 1 year. So I guess
really?
I'll throw parenthood. Maybe you get that year. So, but I'm still technically a new dad.
And then you call him a toddler. That's what's wild is that he's not like an infant anymore. He's a toddler, which is crazy.
Newborn, I believe, lasts for 2 months. We looked it up one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if there's like an actual time when they become a toddler, but when they start to toddle.
To toddle?
A fun word, like a fun word to say is like toddle. He's toddling.
And that's what I would explain like Will doing because he's just like this chubby little.
Okay. So when we started the show, I believe it was episode number 2. I said he weighed 28 pounds.
He's a chunk.
He still weighs 28 pounds. He's thinning out.
They do start to level out
because he's so active now.
Yeah.
So now while he's still eating a ton, he's moving around constantly.
Right. Yeah.
So
you go from like buying shoes like every 3 months to then their shoes start lasting them a little bit longer because they kind of slow down a little bit.
So he's been in these cute 2T clothes forever now, which has been nice. So we're fortunate enough that we're able to take Will to my mother-in-law's house, his grandmother's house, to be watched on the daily. Yeah. And they live in our neighborhood, which is nice too.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
And so I don't want to say Layla's getting up there in years, but Layla's getting up there in years. Our oldest dog.
Okay.
The one that's been with Brittany since before I've been with Brittany.
Okay.
And so she started having like some accidents at home with how long, because she's left home for a while.
Right, yeah.
So we started taking Layla to Mary's house.
Okay.
And I thought this is so funny.
Uh-oh.
So every once in a while, Layla will, before she gets to the front door, she'll potty in the front yard, which we don't want her to do, but whatever, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So I asked my mother-in-law for, like, do you have a little bag I can pick the poop up in? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, here you go. And I pick up the poop, and she's like, just leave it on the front porch. When I take the trash out, I'll throw it out. Yeah. I guess the day that this was happening, there was like our neighborhood was having like a Girl Scout canned food drive or something. So the way you did it during like the COVID or whatever is just leave the canned goods on your porch in bags. And then we'll come up and we'll grab the bags. So I guess my mother-in-law forgot about the bag
of shit on her front porch.
Some Girl Scouts grabbed the bag, and then my mother-in-law's like yelling at the dog. You don't want
That's
that
dog shit.
I mean, it's a story for so long.
Those poor girls.
Like, I imagine how many people participate too. So it's like they're probably like, oh yes, a bag. They knew about. They left us a bag.
Right? Yeah. They're like, they got the memo.
It's a light bag.
Can you imagine? Like, what if they thought it was like a horrible prank? Because wasn't that like a prank, like back in the day, to like leave crap on someone's front porch
you
or
would
something?
usually leave it in like a
doggy bag,
a paper bag, and then you light it on fire. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which I will say, I am ashamed to say I have done before.
I would never be ashamed to admit that.
Well, I've done it before.
That'd be like the least offensive thing I did in my youth. That's the greatest thing ever.
So I wanted to tell you about that story.
Yeah. Well, speaking of poop, which is, why not go into a topic about that?
Okay.
My son learned the word diarrhea recently because he had it the other day. And my mother-in-law was watching him, and I guess she said it to him like, oh, man, you have diarrhea. And he's like, diarrhea? Like, just plain as day. Now, every time I change his diaper, he's looking down. He's like, diarrhea? Diarrhea? And I'm like, oh, gosh, now he's learned this word, and he's obsessed with it. So today he has, like, this little play guitar, and he picks it up, and he starts, like, strumming it. And usually it's, like, Twinkle, Twinkle or something like that.
I think I've seen that little play guitar.
Yeah, it's like a little toy guitar, and he'll, like, play Twinkle, Twinkle, or, like, the excavator song that he watches on YouTube, which is, like, excavator. He'll, like, sing it. Today or yesterday, it was diarrhea. You
know who he reminds me of?
What?
You know who used to sing songs about diarrhea?
Who?
Beavis and Butthead.
Oh. He could be making me a lot of money one day.
They would go diarrhea, cha cha cha, diarrhea.
He's halfway there.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
All I got to teach him is the cha 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 part.
So Will's not singing about diarrhea, but it makes our heart just open up with joy when he's learning to fill in Old MacDonald. Mm-hmm. So, like, he knows to do the E-I-E-I-O.
Oh.
So we'll go, Old MacDonald had a farm, and he'll just go, E-I-E-I. He just he does his best.
That's so cute.
And he's also learning duck. So, and then we'll go, and on that farm he had and we'll look around, duck. And then he'll go, quack, quack.
Oh.
It's so cute.
Quack, quack.
And like the timing
is the best. Like he just says quack, and you're just like, I would die for you.
I know. Yes. And like
being a parent is like the craziest experience.
Like he very clearly earlier this week told me, I was like, I gotta go, buddy. And Brittany was like, say bye-bye, daddy. And he just goes, bye-bye, daddy.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I would die for you right now.
Woodson's already kind of getting an attitude because I went from mommy to mom. And like, I feel like I'm not like in the stage of parenting yet to just be mom. Like, I feel like I need to be mommy for, like, a few more years at least. But, like, when he's really trying to, like, get my attention, he's like, mom, 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 mom. And I'm like, excuse me. I'm mommy. I'm, like, cute little mommy. You know what I mean? And you're just going to get an attitude and just to call me mom? Like, you might as well call me Maddie.
Who do you think you are, my son?
I know. But when he really tries to, or he'll go, mommy, mom, mommy, mom. He'll just kind of combine it. But I'm like, no, I want you to call me mommy forever.
Yeah.
But he has started going through like this weird like attachment phase too. So we went to church. I know.
Stop it.
I know.
Maddie, we talked about being honest on this show. How
to God.
What's going to separate this from radio? We said, we're going to just throw everything out there. Why are you straight up lying to us
I know.
this?
Crazy, right? So I go to church last weekend, and there's like the nursery at church where you drop your kid off, while you go to the service. So the kid's not like running around the service disrupting everyone. Woodson's never been in any type of daycare, and he's never been babysat by anyone that isn't family. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, but he is such like a boy. Like he just wants to go, run, play, do. Like, if you would have asked, like, is he gonna like throw a fit when you leave? I would have literally bet all of my money, which isn't much, but I would have bet it he will have no problem. I will be able to drop him off, walk away, no problem. That was the case. When I picked him up, he was crying so hard he couldn't breathe.
Wait, hold on. Crying that he wanted to stay or crying that you left him?
Crying that I left him. Oh. And I'm like, how long has he been crying like that? They're like, only like the last 20 or 30 minutes. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
How long was church? Like an hour?
Like, and I've never heard him cry this hard, but when you cry really hard and then you're like, he was doing that. He was just sitting there like, and I was like, oh my God, you guys are God. And you're just going to let my kid cry for 30 freaking minutes? So anyways, I don't think we'll be going back to church, which I know everyone's shocked.
So now literally every member of the Baggett family has been kicked out of church, the West family.
Yeah, of the West family especially. But yeah, so he is
Were
kind
you
of going...
were you with your family or Kent's family?
With Kent's family. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Way more sense. And so yeah, I was so shocked. But he is kind of going through, and then whenever Kent's parents were watching him a few weekends ago, they said he cried for me. And was crying, I want my mommy. And like, he's never been like that. So he's definitely going through like an attachment phase right now where he wants me.
Once in a while, Will get like that for Brittany.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it doesn't seem to last too terribly long.
Right.
It's usually when like he knows she's there, but like she's not in the room.
Right.
Like she has to do something outside of the room. But like if I'm watching him by myself, it's not a problem.
Right.
I had another point I wanted to make. I don't remember what it is now. Shoot, I can't remember.
It's just like, I would have never guessed that my kid would have separation anxiety because he is so just go, go, go all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these new toys. He's in a new place. Like, he'll be so distracted for so long. And when I picked him up, I was genuinely shocked that he was like sad, like wondering where I was. I was like, I didn't even think you cared about me. You called me mom.
You started calling me mommy. Yeah, this is on you, Woodson.
Yeah. You did this to yourself. You said mom, and I put your ass in daycare. You showed me you were old enough. So yeah, so he's going through. That's like what we're dealing with right now is separation anxiety. And again, I honestly thought, oh my gosh, if I ever had to put him in daycare, he'd just go. And now I'm like, oh my God, now he's not. Now I can never put him in daycare. So I'm going to be unemployed for at least 5 more years.
Man, I had another thing I wanted to tell you about Will, and I just don't remember what it is at the moment.
You'll think about it.
Yeah, I'll probably get to it.
It'll light bulb.
So what else is going on in your life? Anything good?
Oh, no, I'm just like married now, which is exciting. But same old, same old. I've been, looking for jobs, looking for part-time jobs and stuff like that. I've had a couple of interviews this week, which is exciting.
Are you talking about radio jobs?
More like marketing jobs, surprisingly. Okay. I've kind of tried to see if maybe that's an avenue that I want to explore next.
Do you want to give anything more than that, or just
keep your fingers crossed for me?
Okay.
Because I need some money.
If you get a job, will you have to leave us?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
That
Never.
made me sad.
Never. But, Kent did ask me the other day, he's like, are you putting your podcast on your resume? And I was like, oh God, honey, no. Are you out of your fucking mind? We talked about blue waffles last week. I'm not putting that on my resume.
You told me to ask you about a story about blue waffles.
Yeah, so I went and I picked up, I got my bling back. I picked up my ring from getting soldered. I got my wedding band and my engagement ring put together as one because they were driving me crazy. They weren't ever like lined up perfectly. But so I drop it off at a local jeweler. I walk in there, and of course you have masks on, and that's not where I got my ring, but it's who I trust to do any kind of repairs or maintenance to my ring. So I go in there, I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up my ring. And last time I was in there, the lady that worked there had mentioned, oh, like I listened to your podcast. And I was like, oh, thanks
awesome.
So much. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And
you know a name?
No, I can't. I would know her name if I heard it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head
Gotcha.
right now. But she was like, oh, I listened to your podcast. I miss hearing you on the radio and stuff like that. And then she's like, well, she tells her friend, like the other girl that's working, she's like, oh, this is Maddie West. And she's like, oh, that's really cool. And it's so funny now because no matter what, I don't think I will ever be able to break Maddie West. It's never just Maddie. It's never Maddie Baggett. It's always Maddie West, one word, and that's just it forever. I think.
Just lean into it.
It's fine with me.
It rolls.
It doesn't like, it's just, I understand that's how people say my name. I get it. But then her friend's like, oh, cool. So I go and she's like, oh, I can't wait to listen to the Blue Waffle episode. And her, like, I'm in the middle of a store, right? It's like 10 in the morning. And her coworker, in what I can only describe as a full-blown shout, says, what's Blue Waffles? And she's looking at me because I think what happened is her coworker, the other girl that was working, she said something about, like, she was typing on the computer, she messed up, and she's like, oh shit, or something like that, or damn it. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And this girl who knows me from listening to the podcast,
right?
She looks at me and I'm like, you're not going to offend.
You're going to try way harder than that.
I'm like, you're not going to offend me by saying, oh, damn it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, and this other girl's looking at me like, I know you, and I know that I'm not going to offend you.
So earlier this week, I got to see a Karen in action.
Ooh.
I did. So I was at the doctor's office.
Yeah.
And in the waiting room, while I did think it was an odd selection, they had Comedy Central on.
Okay.
And it was 8 o'clock in the morning when one appointment. So it may have even been, so yeah, it was 8 o'clock. And for some reason they're showing South Park.
Okay.
And I was like, oh boy, I can see where this could go south, so to speak. I know you don't watch South Park, but
I'm familiar with it though. Yeah.
I don't know what the episode was because I got called back. But by the time I left my appointment, there was an old Karen.
A Karen.
At the desk saying she was offended by whatever she had just seen on the TV. And to immediately...
Karen, there is way bigger things going on in this world right now.
And like, I was just thinking like, okay, if like maybe she's there with like her granddaughter or daughter or whatever, it's like, but you old bag of... Like you just you are offended.
How long have you been on this earth and that offends you?
She was in her 60s at least.
I feel like you've been exposed to a lot more shit, Karen.
But I just like, God bless her. She's got to raise a stink because she doesn't. I
wonder if people like that, have they always been like that their entire lives?
I'm gonna say probably.
You know what I
yes.
mean? Have they always just had a stick up their ass? Like, is that just like how they were born?
I think probably yes, but I don't know.
Oh, just thank God Shelley raised me, and I'll just never be offended by literally anything.
I'll
just talk about like vaginas on a public podcast.
We talked about blue ones last week. So yeah, I got to see a Karen in action.
I love that. I have yet to see a Karen in action.
Oh, I
mean, I'm sure I brushed against them, but never like a full-blown Karen, like, I need to whip out my phone and record this situation.
I saw they're making, it's called a Scary Karen Halloween mask. And I saw it, and it's not cheap. Like, it's, like, really well done.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
It might be worth it, because I feel like I could use that for more than just Halloween.
Dude, let me hold on. If you have another story,
try to pull it up.
and I'll try to put it onto the podcast. But
my favorite Karens that I've seen like on social media at the moment are the Karens that don't want to wear a mask in the store, and they're like, you literally
those are good Karens.
Those are like the Karens of all Karens that just like really think that they're above the law and think that they can just be like, well, I don't have to do this. This is just an ordinance. It's not a law. And you're like, shut up, Karen. Okay, go cut the back of your hair shorter than the front again.
Here's the angry Karen. It's a really good mask.
Oh my God.
Is that not an awesome? It looks like someone who wants to speak to the manager.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, right? It's supposed to be. It's for Halloween.
Yeah, you're going to have to put that up. Like, so for everyone else to see, for sure.
Yeah, I saw that earlier this week while I was researching the show.
That's got to be a pretty penny, because that is some detail.
Yeah, it's a good mask.
Yeah,
it's a real good mask.
That is some detail. Like, that's no Scream mask.
So is that the end of the blue waffle story?
Just that she's shouted it and I'm like, everyone in here is going to either know what it is or find out shortly.
I was going to say, because the woman you said who asked what the blue waffles were, she probably was like, after you left or the store was empty, I was like, okay, let me explain to you what blue waffles is. Sit down.
Well, the girl that's telling her like who I am and that I have a podcast and stuff, she's like, oh, well, it's just, and like she starts to like explain it right there. Like right in front of God and everybody.
Were there other customers in the store?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't think so.
That seems a bit extreme.
No, she was just like, it's just like, and I was like, listen, it's just like kind of dirty. Just Google it and then scrub your history.
Someone at the wedding I did this weekend was someone to love the podcast too.
Yeah,
I just love that.
I love hearing it.
I love it too.
Keep listening, and we'll keep talking about blue waffles. Is that a deal?
Yes, we will.
Listen, subscribe, like, and all the blue waffles your heart could ever desire.
You are training for a Tough Mudder.
I am. How exciting is that?
That's like a race?
Yeah. So I've never done one before, but after the wedding, like I kind of lost my motivation in the gym.
Okay.
Because, I was like, I'm going to get in
You're wiped up now.
Yeah, I'm going to get in killer shape for the wedding. And then after that, I was like, okay, now why am I in killer shape? Just to like, I already have a husband. He ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? But so then, Kit and I decided that we're going to do a Tough Mudder. So, of course, all the ones this year are canceled because of COVID. But hopefully, fingers crossed, next May, there's going to be a Tough Mudder. We're just going to start with the small one first, which is only like 3 miles or something. And so this is kind of like a combination of like obstacles and running, and it's kind of just like you have to like climb walls and go under things, and it's just like total like tactical kind of stuff, and you get to get really dirty, and then you drink beer at the end.
Oh, that sounds right up your alley.
Is exactly.
How have you never done one of these before?
I know. Well, they're like so intense. Like when I watch the videos, I'm like, I can't do it.
You can do it.
But Kent's like, no, this is like our next goal that we need to have. Like we got married and now we need to stay in shape because we're going to do a Tough Mudder next year.
Does Kent work out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
But like he doesn't really do cardio. Like I could whoop his ass in cardio.
That's all I do, but I'm overweight, so but I mean, like, he doesn't need to do cardio.
Right, yeah, I know he's in killer shape, but for like a Tough Mudder, a lot of it is keeping your endurance and your cardio up and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely something I can improve on. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel pretty confident in my cardio capabilities. And Kent's over there, and I was running at the gym yesterday, and he was running beside me. He's like, "No, I'm not doing it. I can't. I'm not running anymore." I'm like, it was literally 30 seconds.
How much does he have to run for a Tough Mudder?
I'm not sure. So I think like the whole course is like 3 miles or something, and so you kind of like run, obstacle, run, obstacle, run, and so it's kind of like 10 different obstacles on like a 3-mile course.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So as far as like how much of that is running, I'm not exactly sure. I just know the whole thing is 3 miles long, and you kind of run in between.
That feels reasonable to me for you guys.
I think so. There's one that's way more advanced. It's like 18 miles or something like that.
Oh, dear God.
Right.
No.
I'm not going to try to do that right off the bat, and I've never done this before. But if you've ever done a Tough Mudder, let me know like what to expect, because I'm kind of scared.
I feel like you can do this.
Like climbing up a wall, to me, I'm like, God. But I see the videos, and there's always people that are on top of the wall already that are like helping people up, and I'm like, that's gonna be me.
I feel like they're not gonna let you fail. I feel
They're
like
not.
you can do
Yeah,
it.
I'm like, someone up there, you're gonna have to come down and carry me up.
Give me a boost. Well, good luck.
Thanks. It looks pretty intense, but I'm excited because I've never done one before.
Yeah.
And it seems like fun.
And then you wanted me to ask you about Selling Sunset.
That's my new favorite show of all time.
Explain this. So I know what you told me last week. It's just
So it's like all these bougie girls that are,
and it's reality, right? Not scripted.
Yeah, it's just a reality show on Netflix. And it's just like all these bougie girls that are like real estate agents, and they show like these insanely expensive houses, and it's basically just them selling houses. And they call it Selling Sunset because it's like Sunset Boulevard.
Okay.
Whatever in California, Beverly Hills, stuff like that. And it's a reality show. It's a Netflix original. I'm like obsessed with it.
You're not hooking me with this.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that I would care, but it's just like the drama that goes on between these girls is just entertaining to watch because they're all girls. They're all extremely gorgeous. They're all rich, and they're like competing against each other to sell these houses and stuff like that. And it's just entertaining. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I'm like addicted to it on Netflix now. Like I've had to slow down my binging so that it lasts longer.
Oh, I've been there.
You know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh, I don't want to finish it yet.
I'm getting on the finally the home stretch of. I know I'm 10 years too late. I'm more than 10 years too late. But I mean, the last season finally of Sopranos.
Oh, okay. See, I've never watched that.
Yeah, and
I've always heard I'd like it though.
It's fine. I mean, yeah, I would think that you would. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
What you're telling me about Selling Sunset does not hook me.
It just, maybe it's like a girl thing.
Yeah,
you know what I
maybe
mean?
it is.
Especially because it's reality TV. But now one of the girls is going through a divorce, and she was the one that's married to the guy from This Is Us.
Oh, yeah, Justin Hartley?
Yeah, so it kind of shows like inside her divorce on it right now. And so I get to see her like crying on her couch.
For my reality binge, I'm happy Teen Mom 2 is finally back.
Is it? See, I
Yeah.
don't have cable.
Well, yeah, but okay, yeah.
I mean, I know it. I didn't know it went anywhere.
I think you can get it on Hulu, but you don't have Hulu, do you? It's pretty much strictly Netflix.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was reading an article about
Why did it go away?
Well, just for a regular, not that
Oh,
like
like
went
it
away.
just took a break, like in between seasons. Okay.
Well, and I feel like the COVID put the stop on the production. Like, it would have been back
like
sooner.
it did everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been without any sort of reality because we do Teen Mom 1 and 2. We do Young and Pregnant. We do
So Teen Mom 2 is which moms? Chelsea?
Kale.
Okay. Janelle, or is Janelle's not on there no
They
more?
kicked her off because of the homophobic husband. But she
that
would have
seems
been on.
reasonable
Yeah.
to me.
And then you see, okay.
I saw her on TikTok recently. Janelle, she like does TikTok. She looks unrecognizable.
How so?
Like, I mean, listen, embrace your own body, but she has gained like so much weight. I literally almost didn't recognize her because she was like a bodybuilder there for a little bit.
Janelle?
Yes, I'll have to pull her up on TikTok and let you see. She's gained a lot of weight.
You sure you're talking about Janelle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Janelle, I see you with Kifa. That Janelle.
There you are with
Barbara.
your boyfriend, Kifa.
Barbara. And listen,
That's
if she's
the one,
happy,
okay.
that's all that matters. You know what I mean? If she's happy, that's all that matters. But I remember,
I don't remember her ever doing bodybuilding or even having.
she
like,
was like a fit girl for like a hot
No,
minute.
she wasn't in bad shape, but she was never doing like fitness stuff.
I remember her doing fitness stuff, like going to the gym and like posting about it and stuff like that. Yeah, I swear that was
not on the show. I don't follow them on
right.
social
Yeah,
media.
it was on like Instagram and stuff.
And then you brought up another point, like, and I didn't even plan on going here, but like, I feel like the best way they could have handled the homophobic husband, while I get the point of like, you know, it'd be wrong to give him the paycheck and the notoriety, I suppose, having him show his ass on TV is also... and you know, and
so he can get what he deserves.
Yeah, like, and let him defend himself or whatever. But like, I don't know. I feel like that's the better way to confront the problem than just kicking him off personally.
Right.
But I get both sides.
I just hope that like she's okay. You know what I mean? Because usually when people have like some kind of like drastic,
I don't know that she'll ever be okay.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know how much you watch Teen Mom 2, if you were a religious watcher of it or not.
Yeah, whenever, I'm definitely familiar with it.
Her taste in men is the definition of toxic.
Right. Oh, that's been obvious since Kifa.
And this guy is not any better than any of the other ones.
Right, yeah.
Going back before Kifa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
and
like
then remember
baby daddy.
Remember the last one who was abusive to her?
Yes.
I don't remember his name, but
Nathan.
I can see Nathan, thank you.
Yes.
Such a jerk off, that
I know.
dude. They've all been jerk offs.
It's just kind of sad when I see someone like, I don't want to say let themselves go because that might not necessarily be the case, but it's like sometimes like when people get on different medicines and stuff like that, or when they're like sober and they give up one thing and they pick up like another vice. Like, I just hope she's like doing well because when I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, show me this TikTok. I don't have TikTok,
I'll have to show you. Yeah.
All right, interesting. Anything else you want to get to before we get to newsy stuff? I got some stuff for you.
I'm ready.
Before we do that stuff, let me tell you about Gooden Consulting.
Yep.
This episode of the Roz Podcast with Maddie West is brought to you by Gooden Consulting. If you're a tri-state business owner, especially lately, I'm sure you know how difficult it can be to keep everything going when your computers, networks, servers, and IT aren't working properly. Gooden Consulting wants to take those stresses off of your plate and be your friend in the IT world. Gooden Consulting oversees the IT for many businesses here in Evansville so that those companies don't have to worry about their networks failing, data breaches, computer viruses, secure backup, and much more. Gooden Consulting offers 24/7 system monitoring, providing you with true peace of mind, less downtime for you as they identify and solve problems, sometimes even before they happen, fewer disruptions as they can provide most services remotely and overnight, and predictable budgeting as they will work with you to create a monthly flat rate for an all-inclusive IT service that monitors all of your company's hardware and software. Even if you're working from home, Gooden Consulting can help keep your machines and information safe by establishing and maintaining reliable VPNs. Join the growing number of tri-state doctors' offices, dentist offices, law firms, realty groups, and other local businesses that have let Gooden Consulting be their friend in the IT world. Call Cody at 812-402-0611 or visit goodenconsulting.com. If you'd like to advertise on the Rob's Podcast with Maddie West, please email the Rob's Podcast at gmail.com.
You know you do.
First thing I want to talk about is an update to a fun conversation we had last week.
Okay, cool.
Because right after we had that conversation, her world blew up.
Uh-oh.
And I'm talking about Bella Thorne. Tell me you've seen this.
No.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Her world, like what happened?
Every single person on OnlyFans wants Bella Thorne's head.
What did she do?
Okay.
So if you didn't listen to last week, Bella Thorne made what, $2 million in 2 weeks on OnlyFans?
Correct. And I found that to be more specific, I believe she made $1 million on day one.
Okay, so now we have drama about that.
So I guess the term for people who make their living like this, or for dancers or whatever, they call themselves sex workers.
Okay.
Every sex worker in the world now hates Bella Thorne.
Oh my God.
And it's not like a jealousy thing.
Yeah.
Here's what happened.
And listen, I love sex workers. They're my favorite of all workers.
They are wonderful.
They're my favorite. If you're an accountant, I get it. You probably have an important job, but like I love sex workers more than that even.
Okay, so I don't have this information in front of me, but I've got the story in my head that I can do this.
Yes.
So here's what happens. She goes on OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
And everything's going really well. In fact, not only that, for the most part, OnlyFans business is flourishing, and other creators are also flourishing because now they're all in the community now. We're already paying for Bella Thorne.
Yep.
Maybe I'll check out my neighbor who's on OnlyFans or whatever.
Yeah, I would.
It's going really, really well. I guess there's a service that you can offer I believe it's called a PPV, a pay-per-view. And Bella Thorne said, I am naked in this PPV. And if you want to see it, it's $200, and you can see me naked in this PPV.
So it's a video or just a photo?
I believe it's a photo.
Okay.
Or a series of photos.
Okay.
and people buy this $200 PPV.
If I had $200 laying around, I'd pay to see Bella Thorne naked.
Well, enough people did.
Right.
And I guess she was in lingerie and it wasn't naked enough and people got pissed and they complained to OnlyFans and demanded their money back from OnlyFans.
Which is money back from Bella.
Well, true.
Right, technically, I guess.
This prompted OnlyFans to change some of their policies.
Okay.
Policies now include, so I believe before you could name your own price on PPVs.
Now you can't.
Now you capped off at $50. So people who were selling those $200 PPVs, the girl down the street from us or whatever, it's like they're capped at $50 now.
Okay.
And
listen, I'm still saying if 10 people pledge $50, I'll be naked on PPV. I'm just saying. The offer still stands.
You can definitely do that, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
We visited that last week.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going to take the opportunity to just reiterate.
So not only that, now because they've been given so many refunds, OnlyFans says, hey, creators, just so you know, instead of paying you every week, we now have to wait 90 days to pay you.
That's a long time.
For these people who sometimes rely on this income.
Right.
So everyone has been adding Bella Thorne, and Bella has even addressed it. Like, she apologized.
Yeah.
And she's talking about all this stuff, and now people are upset about her apology because, like, she was coming off not the whole thing.
Not
I don't
genuine,
know the whole thing,
yeah.
So
is she out any money? That's what I want to know.
I mean,
because she, like, literally millions of dollars within just a couple weeks.
No, she still is in the millions from OnlyFans.
Right.
But
does she have to pay any of it back? Do we know?
I mean, okay, the ones from that one PPV, yes.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I mean,
she's still doing fine.
But she really offended everyone who does OnlyFans. Like, they're all super pissed at her.
I'm super pissed at her.
Or just like imagine if your job that pays you every other week was like, you for the next 90 days, we're not paying you.
Right.
You'll get all your money, but you have to wait 90 days. Like, that would put me in a situation.
Right. That happened to a lot of people just with COVID. They were just like, hey, you don't have a job anymore.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean?
Still like, okay, but you still got money, whether it be unemployment or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
now they're just like nothing
for 90 days.
Right.
So they're
that's just kind of okay. I'm upping my standards now. I'm gonna need 100 people to pledge at least $10.
Okay. So
if I've got to wait 90 days, I'm gonna need a bigger payoff. Is what I'm saying.
But you still get all the money.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're not in a corner right now because you're not even doing OnlyFans right now anyway, so you're not depending on their OnlyFans income. If you sign up for
okay, I'll keep my low price.
There you go.
I'll stay cheap for the fans.
Some other celebrity news. Did you see? It is so rare that I'm like, oh, I'm on Mariah Carey's side in this beef.
Mm-hmm. I don't like Mariah Carey. I find her highly annoying.
I love her.
And entitled.
The early part of her career, her music was fantastic. Her voice was angelic.
Listen, she's talented. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
She's crazy. She just believe me when I tell you, she's a little nutty.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the story that came out about her and Ellen?
Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so check this out.
Okay.
It's been kind of the thing lately to pile on Ellen.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
Before this thing with Mariah Carey came out, I saw 2 different BuzzFeed articles. BuzzFeed has a thing with Ellen. BuzzFeed has a hard-on for Ellen.
Really?
They've been trying to bring Ellen down, don't know why. Anyway.
Juicy.
It's like the first one was 15 awkward Ellen moments that now have me side-eyeing, like, because now that we know that that's like a toxic
now
workplace.
There's some shit going on, yeah.
So one of them was this thing with Mariah Carey.
Okay.
And Mariah Carey at the time, I don't know when the interview was.
There's always a thing with Mariah Carey. I feel like she's got a problem with everything. But I'll
just read you part of this article.
Yeah, I'll stay open-minded here because I don't want to just automatically not be on Mariah Carey's side because I don't like her.
So when Mariah Carey had appeared on Ellen's show back in 2008, there was a rumor going around that Mariah Carey was pregnant.
Okay, was she? Do we know?
Mariah did not want to talk about this, and Ellen brought it up anyway.
Of course. That's what Ellen does.
So
she tries to be the first to know.
Ellen, when Mariah refused to answer, Ellen, and I don't want to use the word made Mariah Carey do this, but she kind of either was like, admit that you're pregnant or drink this champagne.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and you can watch the video.
I literally was about to say, don't tell me she made her do something to prove that she wasn't pregnant.
She did. And I mean,
oh my God.
It was kind of, I don't want to say it was tongue in cheek, but it was really, especially looking back at it now, it was inappropriate.
Well, yeah.
So
fuck off.
Channel that anger.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't until this week Mariah said, I was pregnant and I miscarried.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills.
Right? How screwed up is that?
Oh my God.
This was when she was.
Listen, people, as if I even have to say this. If someone tells you that they don't want to talk about it, or if someone tells you that they're not, don't be like, well, then take this drink of beer. Like, fuck you. Fuck off.
Mariah said,
sorry
quote,
if there's children listening, but
I was extremely uncomfortable with that moment. You need to watch it. You got to see it. I'm telling you, it's bad.
So she did actually take a sip of champagne?
No, I don't think she. I don't think she did.
So that's Ellen's like little roundabout way of getting to know the truth.
Getting the tea. Yeah, exactly.
Which, listen, I'm not saying a little sip of champagne would have like hurt the baby or made her miscarry, because that's not necessarily true.
Right.
The problem is that when someone tells you no, fuck off.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Like, we're in a time of reckoning, and she's like a big enemy right now.
This was before Mariah had any other kids. She was married to Nick Cannon at the time.
So this is before she had the twins? Mm-hmm.
Rock and roll. I was extremely uncomfortable with that moment. It's all I can say. And I really have a hard time. I really had a hard time grappling with the aftermath. I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I had a miscarriage. I don't want to throw anyone that's already been thrown under the bus any further, but I did not enjoy that moment. She has been on the show since that this article goes on to say, but
I'm so mad.
Boy,
now.
I'll tell you, if you watch it, it's uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, it's got to be. Especially like that's just like something you learn just like in life is like if you even suspect someone's pregnant, I don't care if they're crowning. You don't ask when they're due. You know what I mean? Like that. It's just like the golden rule of like being a woman.
Karen,
like,
I noticed there's a baby falling out of your vagina. Are you pregnant?
When are you due? It's never okay to ask. It's never okay to touch. It's never okay to ask. It's just not okay.
I remember when our former workplace made you send an email about being a mom.
I still wish I would have just said fuck off to them then. You know what I mean? But I can say it now. Fuck off.
I'm telling you, I hear stories.
I literally had vaginal stitches, and they were like, the higher up needs us to send an email out to let everyone. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
It's nobody's business.
Why does it matter what just happened with my vagina?
Yeah.
Why do I have to let like Becky from Cubicle 4 know?
Yeah, there's literally no reason.
Yeah.
I've been hearing things are not good.
Not good?
There, which, boy, does that make me sad.
Yeah, but on another note, my vagina's doing just fine. I should send out an email about that.
No blue waffles up in here.
Just an update, everyone. Please reply all to this. I healed up all right. I know you were all dying to know what happened to my vagina then. I'm sure you're dying to know now.
We should just make an email to all of them. Like, I know we have to go through and do it all one by one.
Yeah.
Hey, vagina's doing great.
I know that you were really concerned a couple years ago about my vagina, and so I'm just letting you know that now she's good. I mean, I'm not going to say that she's back to how she was before, but I'm going to say she's close enough for me. And she's not blue.
She's not blue.
She's doing great.
And she's thinking about making her debut on OnlyFans. Suck on that.
If at least 10 people pledge.
Let's switch gears.
Yeah.
I heard R. Kelly was attacked in prison.
Oh my God.
Did you hear about this?
I forgot about R. Kelly. What the fuck's he been doing? He's getting attacked in prison.
But the sad thing is, it's not because he was a child molester or anything
That's
like that.
why I would attack him.
Yeah, it's because he's at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago.
Okay.
He's awaiting trial for his child sex abuse charges.
Yes.
So he has fans for some reason.
I don't understand it. That's disgusting.
And they protest outside of the facility. And whenever the protests happen...
Like still?
Yes. Whenever it happens, the place goes into lockdown, meaning inmates lose all their privileges.
Oh my gosh.
And so the inmates are getting pissed because R. Kelly fans are causing them to lose their privileges.
Yeah.
So one guy had enough, walked into R. Kelly's cell and started beating the crap out of him. He tried to stab him with a pen. He wasn't hurt too badly, but now he's moved to solitary for his own protection.
Gosh.
So wanted to get your thoughts.
Well, first of all, stop being fans of R. Kelly. Now listen, like...
How do you be a fan of his?
The remix to Ignition, it does something to me.
I understand.
It makes me want to move, but I won't. I'll change it.
Listen,
Just out of protest, just to prove a point.
I'm not going to say I won't play the song.
Right.
But I'll do it with my roll my speakers or roll my windows
I'll
up.
do it maybe all by myself and never tell anyone that I did. But just out of protest, if someone's like, do you like the remix to Ignition? I'd be like, that's the worst song I've ever heard. Fuck R. Kelly. You know what I mean? But I am like, I guess it's not technically his fault that he's got these deranged bitches outside the courthouse or outside the jail that are like, he didn't pee on anyone, because we all know that happened.
There's no way that's...
I don't think beating him up is going... Yeah, there's no allegedly. Come on, we're past that point. I don't think beating him up is going to do anything, but I understand the frustration and why you might just need to take it out on him. I think let's keep beating the shit out of R. Kelly. Let's keep up that same momentum. I hope they keep...
So keep the protest going.
I hope they keep protesting, and I hope he does get a little pin, maybe a pin to the kidney.
Are you wishing death on R. Kelly?
I'm wishing maybe like a little bit of harm.
I mean, if you want to...
I would never wish death on anyone besides pedophiles.
There's people I would wish death on.
Like pedophiles?
Yeah,
Like R. Kelly.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
We'll wait until the sentencing and then we'll wish death.
Is there no one you want to see dead? Like, there's people I would like to see dead, without going into specifics. There's some people, I feel bad saying this, but there's some people I found that if they died, it'd bring me joy.
Yeah. One does come to mind.
Okay.
That I'm not going to wish death, but I'm going to say if it happened, I wouldn't shed any tears.
Yeah, no,
I might in fact rejoice.
Yeah.
He lives in a big white house.
All right.
Not anywhere around here.
What about not famous people? Is there anyone you've met in your life that I won't pry. Mm-hmm. If they died, it'd make you happy?
I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe I'm pettier than you are.
Just give me like a minute and I'll think of somebody.
And I'm not saying like I would ever want to be cause of it. I just like to sit back and watch it happen. But
okay. You would want to watch it happen?
No. I don't want to watch it happen. But
like you just woke up today and they're like, hey.
You're such a piece of
garbage
that I would not find that to be sad
There's
news.
no one I know personally, but there's people that I've seen like in videos like that are like slumped over the steering wheel of their car, like high on heroin, and they have a kid buckled into the back seat.
Well, what about someone like that?
Die.
Right?
But I hate to say that because I'm like, man, they really need help. But I'm like, man, if having a kid isn't enough to like motivate you, but then I understand like they're sick, but I don't know. It's just such a slippery slope. But sometimes I see that and I'm just like, you don't even fucking deserve to like be a parent.
What about some of these news stories you see going around about like, people shooting like unarmed black men?
Oh yeah, they can all die.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, they can all die.
There's people that...
Yeah. No one I know like personally like by name, I don't think, but yeah. People that are shooting.
There's just people that like in my...
Well, I mean, I know them by name, but not personally. I guess I'll say that.
I'm with you. Okay. It sounds like I'm pettier than you are. That's what we've learned.
Who would have thought I'd ever meet someone pettier than me in my life?
Do you know who the wealthiest man in the world is?
The Amazon guy.
The Amazon guy. His name is Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Kim wants to be him so bad.
He is now the wealthiest person it's believed to be of all time.
Oh, wow. What's he worth? I know he's a billionaire.
Check this out. He's a billionaire.
Well over? Really?
$200 billion. And check this out.
Are you shitting me?
No. So
billion with a B.
That makes him $90 billion more valuable than the second richest person, which is...
Bill Gates?
Absolutely. Very good. That poor slob's only got 116 million.
What is he ever going to do?
All right, check this out.
I have like, not even a job.
Forbes magazine says this is the largest fortune ever amassed, ever in the history of the world.
That's nuts.
But here's what I loved. He'd be even richer if he hadn't given his ex-wife
That's
Mackenzie
what I was gonna say.
25% of his stake in Amazon during the divorce. That chunk now is worth $63 billion.
Billion dollars.
So had he just stayed married, his worth could have been, or never gotten married, whichever way you want to look at it.
Right, yeah.
It would be $263 billion. Trying to think if there's anything else here.
And she didn't sign a prenup either because when they got married, Amazon wasn't Amazon
correct.
yet.
He also owns
I'm really hoping that happens to Kent. I'm like, yeah.
He also owns the Washington Post, an aerospace company called Blue Origin.
Oh, wow.
And other private investments.
That is, I mean, if you ask Kent, he does all kind of research on this. He's like, listen, if you have your company and you start making money, it's like investing in other companies and buying other things that really...
Yeah,
for me, it's just going to be OnlyFans that makes me a millionaire. But for everyone else, they have to work a little harder.
So for you to make $1 million from OnlyFans, well, at least in a month, you'd have to have... what's it? So it's $10 a month. Well, I mean, but if you want to make $1 million, you need 100,000 subscribers.
I feel like I could do that pretty quick. How many people are in Evansville? We got like 1 million here.
I think it's
in
like
the
a quarter million.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
well,
enough.
at least that's how Arbitron had us.
I just need like you to tell like your dad and like your brothers.
I can't subscribe. I'm sorry.
Well, just spread the word. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I mean, we can use
share
this
the
forum.
link. Share the link.
You could easily promote it on this show.
Definitely.
And this show it has viewers in the thousands.
Yeah.
So that might help. And
I'm wearing all these sweaty gym clothes right now, and I've heard that I could make like killer money, like just selling like dirty underwear and socks and pants. And so,
my whole wedding party will order one.
Okay. I'm exploring my options here. I'm just saying, if you want this sports bra, let me know. $20.
The bra probably cost more than that. At least profit on.
Did.
At least put $20 on top of the price.
Okay, we'll make it 60. I'll even throw in like my leggings for free.
I saw another story that I wouldn't have saved for you, except for we were just talking about this band.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about Smash Mouth because I remember we were asking if they were better than Nickelback.
Right, and we said they were better than Nickelback.
Which I believe we both said they were, and I do think
that's right.
It's a close one, but I would give Smash Mouth the edge over Nickelback.
Yeah, because they were in Shrek, and I feel like Nickelback was never in anything cool like that.
Fair enough.
So Smash Mouth has the advantage there.
So Smash Mouth, their fans are boycotting them, and what they're doing...
They still have fans?
What?
They still have fans?
Yeah, so did you hear... All right, I guess you probably didn't hear about this.
Oh, no, I haven't even heard about Smash Mouth in forever.
So the way that they're protesting this is they're smashing their Smash Mouth CDs.
Oh.
And then mailing those Smash CDs to Smash Mouth. Oh. And so here's the thing, and now as of earlier today, I saw this news that there's been an update. Somebody did wind up dying.
Oh my gosh!
So they played this. Sturgis motorcycle rally.
Okay.
Earlier this month, which I think it was earlier in August. The lead singer Steve Hartwell even yelled, "Oh, what the hell? I'll say it. Fuck this COVID shit."
Oh.
Not everyone thought that was cool, but
yeah.
While this is going on, there's like literally thousands of people in a crowd. It's like a motorcycle rally kind of show.
With a bunch of motorcycle dudes.
Yeah, and it's been reported that more than 100 cases of corona originated at that rally. And as of earlier today, even someone has died from it.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm telling you guys, everyone's
maybe it's not so much fuck this COVID shit.
Can you imagine someone died because of a Smash Mouth concert?
Dying as a result of a Smash Mouth concert has to be worse than dying from coronavirus.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, remember Herman Cain? He died from a Trump rally. Remember that story?
Herman?
Well, and did you hear about this too, which is actually my next story, ironically enough.
Then maybe let's not go to Trump rallies.
So he died a few weeks ago from COVID, which was was believed to have attained it at a Trump rally. His Twitter account tweeted on Sunday, 6 days ago.
Even after he was dead?
5 days ago, after he was dead. So someone had the control of it, or it was automatically, or scheduled, or whatever. The tweet said, quote, "It looks like the virus is not as deadly as the mainstream media first made it out to be." And Twitter wound up taking it down, not because he's dead, but because it was still factually inaccurate.
Yeah.
So how ironic is that whoever is tweeting on Herman Cain's behalf, he died from the coronavirus,
and then you're going to tweet. He's tweeting from the grave. It's still not that bad.
Why can't boomers get this?
They can't.
Why can't they do this?
I see more millennials and Gen Zers in masks than I see boomers, and it bothers me because I'm like, y'all are the most at risk. I know we don't know everything about this yet, and I know the media definitely can amp shit up. But, like, why risk it is my thing.
The part that gets to me is they just see something look official on Facebook, and then they'll share it and believe it. And I'm just like, why can't you get this right?
Right.
Why can't you just look it up? Or
Why can't
whatever?
you just wear the mask? Why can't, I mean, it's just, it's not that hard.
I know.
To just comply, even if we don't know all the facts, just because, why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Nancy?
My mom's
Or
thinking
your
about-
mom? Karen?
Call my mom by her real name, Blue Waffles.
Blue Waffle, why can't you just understand?
So WAP is the #1 song in the country.
My mom listened to that for the first time the other day. And it
You
takes,
should have done that on TikTok.
yeah, it takes a lot to make Shelly blush, but like my older sister was saying, I just listened to this song, and my mom was like, what's that?
Your jeweler's coworker just said, "What's WAP?"
What's a what? Blue Waffles? Yeah. It's the #1 song. Came on during my workout today.
So it is believed to be the dirtiest #1 song ever released.
It's got to be, yeah.
I was gonna say it's got to be. They have a list here of the contenders,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but they're not that great. Like at least the older ones.
Trina's got to be on there somewhere because she's filthy.
Yeah, but Trina wasn't #1.
Oh, okay. You're,
never
the
had
other
#1
the
record.
other dirtiest #1 songs. Is
All
that
right,
what you're saying?
Let me start here.
Okay.
I'll pick and choose here.
Okay.
All right, so from 1984,
Yep.
Like a Virgin was a #1 song.
Okay. That
But I mean,
makes
it's
sense.
got nothing on WAP.
Right. Nothing.
And but it's almost cute. Like, okay, so Prince, Cream, sure, it's dirty. And 1992, #1 song, Baby Got Back.
Oh.
I mean, it's small peanuts compared to.
I mean, I'm just thinking of every lyric in the song WAP, and Baby Got Back is like child's play.
Right? Too Close from Next, which if you don't know is a song about, do you know that song? It's about getting a boner on the dance floor
Oh.
and poking your
I've
dance
been
partner
there.
with it.
I've been there.
You would know Too Close. Oh, you dancing real close.
Oh,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're making it hard for me.
Is that what it's really
Yeah, it's about a boner. I didn't
Oh,
believe it
I
at first.
love that.
If you listen to it now, it's so obviously about
Right.
a boner. So there's
You're
that
making
one.
it hard for me. Get it?
That's from 98.
Get it?
Juvenile, Slow Motion. 50 Cent, Candy Shop.
Candy Shop was.
Okay, but
I mean, I know it was just like a bunch of what's
innuendo?
Yeah, but it's like it was. Let you lick the lollipop. I know what I know what he's doing there.
that's Lil Wayne Lollipop. Oh, you're talking
No,
about,
in Candy Shop he
Okay,
says,
okay,
"I'll let
too.
you lick lollipop," and I'm like, what?
Well, Lil Wayne's Lollipop is on here. D4L, Laffy Taffy. Ludacris and Pharrell, Moneymaker.
Laffy
Akon-
Taffy was my first song ever on MySpace. That's my first song on my page on MySpace was Laffy Taffy. Little like 13-year-old Maddie really just being filthy. We should have known then. We should have known then. We should have known then she'll make an OnlyFans one day.
They also mentioned Akon and Snoop Dogg, I Wanna Love You, which is actually called I Wanna F You.
Right.
Lil Wayne's Lollipop, Flow Rida Whistle. But I mean, WAP just runs circles around these songs.
Literally. There is every lyric in WAP run circles around these just as a standalone lyric.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And
Just read the lyrics. Like, I know if you listen to the song, like, you're like, this is filthy, but just really read them. Like, really soak it all in.
I was driving one day and it just, I had an epiphany. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't know why this song was called WAP.
Right.
And then someone pronounced it as WAP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh.
Get it?
Now I understand
it?
why it's called WAP.
Yeah. Again, something you should just look up along with Blue Waffles. Just put it on your little list of things to look up.
Do you want new words in the dictionary?
Of course.
I saw this was
WAP
big-
is one? It's coming. It's
no,
coming.
you know what? Yeah,
It's
wait,
coming.
It's
Wait
probably
for
it could
yeah.
be coming.
It's on Urban Dictionary for sure already.
This was big news in the wrestling world because one was a word that The Rock coined. Kind
okay.
of, or at least the one The Rock made popular.
Okay.
That word is jabroni.
Jabroni.
Yeah, jabroni is in the.
What's that mean?
Jabroni is.
It sounds like a fancy pepperoni. Like I would get it on my Subway sandwich.
A stupid, foolish, or contemptible person. A loser.
Oh, he's a jabroni.
Yeah, if someone's a loser,
They're a
in
jabroni.
wrestling they're called a jabroni, right?
Oh,
yes.
okay. And it's
Or
so
a
the Rock.
jobber.
So the Rock just created that word on his own.
Not exactly. He did say that he popularized the word,
Mm-hmm.
which the dictionary.com does give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, I stole this from the Iron Sheik.
What's that?
He's an old wrestler.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
The Iron Sheik is, I guess, technically attributed with that one.
Okay.
Let's see.
Jabroni is in the actual dictionary.
Woke.
Woke. Yeah. Okay.
Obviously you know what that
yeah,
means.
that's a millennial term or a Gen Zer term. Like they're woke. Like you realize something. Like your eyes are open to something. You stay woke.
That is an updated definition because obviously woke is already a word.
Yeah.
Let's see. They replaced homosexual with gay to get rid of, quote, the implication of medical diagnosis, sickness, or pathology.
I like that.
They added the word, okay.
Oh.
All right, so, okay, well, I like when we discuss if these are real words or not.
Yeah.
This one I'm opposed to.
Okay.
Am I right? But all one word, you know how you see it online, like, am I right?
Right.
So it's just technically AMIRITE.
Oh.
I'm opposed.
That's not a word. That's a collection of words.
It's 3 words, yeah. Am
and
I
it
right?
doesn't mean anything other than,
Am I right?
am I right?
So I'm with you.
Okay, yeah. I don't think that should be its own word because, like, the definition is literally the word.
DGAF,
Don't give up.
I believe that's what it stands for.
This is really in the real dictionary?
Well,
That's like an acronym.
dictionary.com at least.
That's an acronym, though.
Same.
I don't like that one either.
Swole.
Swole.
I mean, I feel like people know what it means now.
Yeah.
Look at you, She-Hulk.
Busting out of the shirt.
You worry about the Tough Mudder.
Yeah, swole. Like when I go to the gym, I'm like,
I'm okay with swole.
I'm going to Swole City. That's when I go to the gym. I'm like, I'll be back from Swole City in just a bit. I like swole.
Okay, I'm down with swole.
Yeah.
Goat.
Like a goat, like the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
I like it, even though it's again an acronym.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's an acronym.
But people use it like to describe someone, so I feel like it is a word, even though it's an acronym. I still feel like when people
enough.
say goat, they're not thinking greatest of all time. Like I think they're just saying it, obviously with that implication. But it's just like its own word now, even though
if
it's an
I'm
acronym.
seeing the word and I see it's capitalized, I think greatest of all time. But when you say the word goat, still I think of the screaming animals.
Yeah, see, I think if you would say, "Oh, I saw a goat today," I would think of
Wanda.
But if you're like, "He's a goat," I'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, I had this. So check this out. Some interesting stuff here. I have new statistics on dating deal breakers.
Oh,
So this is done by the Pew Research Center. They asked Americans about dating deal breakers.
this is a little too late for me. But
No, but okay, but it still kind of gives, because you've been in a committed relationship for what, 7 years?
7, yeah.
So yeah, and that's all the same length of time for me.
Right.
So here are things that can ruin dating nowadays.
Okay.
50% of single people say they're not looking for dates or a relationship.
Right.
40. All right, forget that part.
I wonder what it would be like to date nowadays, though, because literally since...
It's different.
Yeah, because since... I mean, I've been with Kent since I was 20 years old, before I could even go to the bars, before I could even drink like that. You know what I mean? So I've never really been, like, single in any kind of environment where I could, like, date someone, go home with someone. You know what I mean? I've never been exposed to that at all.
Well, like, and
It's just
the
been
way I
he and
remember
I.
it, like, so Tinder became a thing, like, right after I started dating Brittany.
Yeah.
Like, I assume I would bomb miserably on it.
Yeah.
Because it's very physically based, like, you know,
Yeah, that's true.
appearance based.
That's true.
But, you know, I wonder, like, what could have been for
yeah, I
single
know.
Rob.
I was just kind of wonder, like what would I have like done on Tinder? You know what I mean? Like that. It's
Would I
it's
do-
like such a
but
weird concept
There's
to me.
there's also a part of me that wonders would I have even had one, because I
Right.
literally had never been on a single dating app or website ever once.
Right. And then it just it's like the new thing to do. Like that's how like people meet. That's how they
Correct.
hook
Yeah.
up. That's just like it's like the new culture. That's just like what they do.
Things that can be dating deal breakers. 1, the person lives far away.
Yeah, that would suck.
2, they have significant debt.
They're gonna say significant others. I was like, yeah, that'll do it.
3 actually says they voted for President Trump. There's a more than a 10-year age difference.
Okay.
They have kids from another relationship. That was a deal breaker for me. Because I knew I wanted to have kids, or at least a kid.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to date someone that already had gone through that. I wanted to go through that with that person.
I can see that.
Does it make me sound bad?
No, I think that to be like equally special and not something that they've already shared with someone else, like bringing a child into this world and they've already shared that with someone else, and you think it doesn't make it as special for you.
And now that I've gone through it, like, I'm really glad that was my mentality, because my God, that's the most special thing I've ever
right, that's what I'm
experienced.
saying. And like, so say I were to be single and I were to, even though I have a kid, like for a minute, say that I don't, and I'm dating someone that has a kid, I would feel like that's like you said, like the most special thing that you can go through with someone.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, no, you need to be with her, because that's like that's just like something so like sacred, you know what I mean? And like the fact that you wouldn't be with a person that you did that with, which I mean, my parents aren't together. They did it. They did it
yeah,
They did it 3 times, and if you ask my dad, he would never get back.
Well,
with my
and
mom.
I was like, when I was 30, because I was 30 when I met my wife, like that was starting to get to be a hard thing to
avoid.
Right? Yeah.
I don't think that makes you a bad person.
I mean, I'm being honest. I'll tell you that.
From my perspective, I know it's not like that for every situation, but I just associate that with drama.
Well, there's
like
that too.
Baby mama drama, and I'm the new girlfriend, and you don't like want me around your kid because I wouldn't want somebody around my kid. You know what I mean?
No,
like
I understand.
And so I just associate that with drama. But some people pull it off gracefully, and good for them.
52% of people surveyed, which is slightly more than half, say it is, quote, acceptable to have an open relationship.
Okay.
Is that I'm just
that's a deal breaker, or that's just a statistic?
Just a statistic from this research study.
I mean, I wouldn't want
surprising thing
it.
to me is that number. It's slightly more than half the people surveyed.
That is quite a bit of people. We are in a different time right now where people are more open to like being themselves, and it's a lot more acceptable to be yourself in today's world than it was a little bit ago.
It makes me wonder, like, because I see how much sexuality has changed since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, like, what's it going to be like when our kids are adults?
I know.
Because, like, it's getting, like,
crazy.
Whoa. Like, there's just, like, you can just find porn on your phone. Like, I spent most of my adolescence trying to find, like, Playboy magazines. And, like, like...
It is just so open now. I mean, people are making OnlyFans and just being like, hey, like, on the same Facebook page that their grandma's on, like, here's the link to my OnlyFans.
Okay.
Like, it's just...
I try not to be the crass one on this show, but, like, a real thing that happens on the regular... People touch buttons on their phone, have never met this person, and then moments later will be eating that person's ass. Like, you'll eat a complete stranger's ass that you met on an app on your phone. Like, and that's the reality of today.
I know, it's wild.
In the 90s, that was not a thing. Like, it's just like
like, you just get to do it on a touch on your phone. I've got to give Kent 7 whiskey shots.
In the 90s, it was edgy to shave your private parts. Like, that is the baby got back to today's
Now we're
WAP.
like shaving each other's assholes for their OnlyFans pictures.
so that hair doesn't get in your mouth.
Right.
Like, it's a crazy world that we're living in. And what's going to happen
Just for the record, everybody shave your ass. Come on. It's 2020. Shave your fucking ass.
How did the conversation get?
I don't know. We went from open relationships to hairy butts. So,
but I mean,
I think if you want to have an open relationship and you feel comfortable and confident enough in your relationship to do that, do it. I don't.
I'm a new dad, and the #1 song in the country is "Wet Ass Pussy." Like, are they doomed? Are our kids doomed?
They are. My kid's been doomed just for the sheer fact that I'm his mother, but. I mean, Cardi B definitely isn't helping.
51% of people say it's okay to break up over the phone.
No, it's not. Well, it depends how long you've been together.
13% say over a text. 13% say over an email. 12% say over with the DM. They're all the same thing to me. It's
so, again, with the same kind of like hookup culture that we're in right now, it's like also a ghosting culture. It's so easy just to like do the dirty work. Like back in the day, if you wanted to break up with someone, you would have to like at least have a phone conversation with them or see them in person. Nowadays, you can just like DM them and then block them and then never talk to them again.
Correct. So, boy, I'm glad we went to that topic.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to play? I'm going to give you a list of 8 things.
Okay.
You tell me if they are cheap or frugal. If doing this thing makes you cheap, or if it makes you frugal.
Okay.
All right, so for example, you're at the bar and it's your turn to buy everyone around and you skip out.
You're being cheap.
You're being cheap, I agree. Yeah, I'm with you.
What's frugal about that? Yeah.
Buying generic food products.
I think that's being frugal. I do that.
Okay, that's what this is done by.
It all
SWNS.
tastes the same, great value. Milk tastes the same as normal milk.
There's certain things I'm picky about.
Yeah, like
milk is fine, but
if we're going like frozen pizzas.
Oh yeah, that's
we
gotta
go Jack's. You know what I'm saying? We can't.
I hate Jack's.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Tombstone or DiGiorno?
I was gonna say Tombstone next.
Yeah, Tombstone.
I was gonna say Tombstone next. I always forget about DiGiorno. Like that's a bougie ass purchase for me. Like if I'm just like buying like cheap stuff, it's Jack's. Like, but if I'm buying a DiGiorno, I'm like, we're having DiGiorno for dinner. I know. It's rising crust.
Do you have any Grey Poupon for this DiGiorno that I'm...
Might even dip it in Hidden Valley Ranch.
Why, no, Mother. This is not delivery. This is DiGiorno.
With rising crust.
I'm actually eating a side of ass with my DiGiorno.
Do you want to come over? I'll DM you on Tinder. Would you like to come over and have a little...
I swiped right on you. Please, bring that ass in a DiGiorno.
You like show up at his apartment and he's like, I'm making DiGiorno. Do you have a WAP now?
Well, clearly this guy doesn't have any debt I have to worry about. He's rolling and he brought DiGiorno. This should be DiGiorno's next ad.
There's nothing cheap about him. DiGiorno, put me on the face of your box. Please sponsor me. That's hilarious.
Regifting, cheap or frugal?
That's cheap. Stop doing that.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
that's cheap.
Hey, you've been in agreement every single time down the line. Oh my God, I hate when people do this. Hate when people do this. This is a pet peeve of mine.
I'm excited.
And occasionally I catch my wife doing it and it drives me effing bonkers.
Brittany.
Watering down the soap in your soap dispensers. I hate this because you can tell when it comes out like a squawk, squawk, squawk. Like it makes a quacking sound.
It shoots across the kitchen. Like speaking of the videos that you can get on your phone nowadays, like you shoot clear across the kitchen.
It's just
shooting everywhere. You can't control it.
Why does it make a whop sound?
It does make a whop sound. Now listen, the only reason I've done this is to get the last little bit out. But I don't do it. I don't do it to like.
I'm overreacting. I'm assuming.
I don't do it to further the like the life of the soap.
But like you go.
I just do it to make it a little easier to come out.
I hate when I'm in a business and it's like the soap is just water and you can tell and it's like disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm crying from laughing. These last 5 minutes, I wasn't prepared for. I didn't work out hard enough for this.
That's what we're here for.
Not using all the air conditioning you want, like not like being cheap on your air conditioning.
I think that's frugal because I do that.
You've been down the line with it.
I think.
Wait, what'd you do on soap? Did you say cheap or frugal?
I'll say cheap.
You're 100% with these.
I'll say cheap even though I do it.
Only tipping the minimum amount, whether it's 15 or 20%, no matter how good the service was.
You're being cheap.
That's what they said, Maddie.
Tip 20% at least. Maybe that server had a dog shit day, and that's why they're not being very friendly or something. I'm not one of those people that's like, you have to earn my tip. I'm like, okay, even if I think you're a complete jackass, you're still going to get 20%.
Yeah, that's
But if
fair
you're
enough.
awesome, you're going to get way more than that.
Trying to find deals or coupons for everything you buy.
No. I mean, it's being frugal, but I don't do it.
So what is it? Are you doing frugal or cheap?
It's frugal. I mean, I think it's...
You are 7 for 7. There's only 8.
I think it's frugal. I get it. I understand. I should do it more. I always use my CVS extra care bucks when I have them. That's about as coupon-y as I get.
Those coupons, by the way, are taller than you.
Yeah,
I remember we actually
literally
compared a receipt. Like, Maddie, a receipt, you bought like one thing from CVS and the receipt was taller than Maddie.
Yep.
And the last one, eating expired food.
I think that would be frugal because it's not always necessarily bad just because it says it's sell by the state.
If it's bad, I'm not eating it.
I'm going to throw it out, yeah.
If the milk is still fine the next day,
right.
And
let's be honest, it's usually always fine for at least a little while.
That's the only one you guys disagree. So you went 7 for 8 because they said cheap on eating expired food.
No, because like, okay, you have like your chicken in your fridge and it like should have been sold or frozen by this date and it's like a day or two after that. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that makes you cheap. I think that just means you forgot to put it in the freezer, Kent. And so now we have to hurry up and eat it past the expiration date, Kent. And so maybe next time you should just listen to your wife and bag it and put it in the freezer and then you won't be cheap.
For some reason, when you said bag it, I thought you were talking about your last name. Like you're like, listen to your wife and bag it. Like you call him your baggett?
I do. He's my little baggett and we eat DiGiorno.
DiGiorno and Grey Poupon.
He's such a silly lad. I don't even know how many like accents I'm like combining like all of them.
Yes, there was definitely like an Irish along with the debutante. Like there was a lot going on there, but
you get the point. You get the point.
All right. So since we've clearly hit our stride, let's keep going here. I wouldn't have saved this one except for I'm going to go somewhere with this.
Okay.
So reports are showing that divorce rates are skyrocketing since quarantine began.
I have heard that.
Okay. But here is what I wanted to get to. Number 3, the newer the marriage, the greater the risk right now.
Ooh.
Out of couples filing for divorce during the pandemic, 20% were newlyweds who got married earlier this year.
No way.
9% got married in 2019, which, so if you ask me, that makes it 30% were
Yeah,
newlyweds.
wow, that's a big percentage.
So, how are you guys doing?
Actually, I have something I need to tell you. No, we're doing fine.
I gotta tell you, like I said, and I'm not trying to be like that because I hate when like radio personalities like this, they try to paint the lives as perfect.
Yeah.
But like during quarantine, we've been thick as thieves.
Right, yeah.
We
definitely had a rough start at the beginning where I was just like, oh my God, why are you home all the time?
Well, I have friends that I feel like might not be doing as well as we are.
It is challenging, especially when you have a kid too, and it's just like you're just losing your mind on more than one
Let's see.
side of things. But yeah, we're doing good. I can't
People in
believe
the
it's already been a month.
People in the South were 2 to 3 times more likely to look for divorce than other parts of the country. I do feel that
Wow.
way. It feels like the South gets divorced way more than the North, if
Really?
you ask me. Just something I've observed.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to get your feedback on this one too. This is a Fox News article where I don't typically go for my fashion articles.
Yeah.
And I brought this up to Brittany because I actually I hate the way I look in all aspects, but I don't mind my legs. And apparently, according to Fox News, short shorts are coming back for men.
I have kind of noticed that just like in my news feeds and stuff that I like guys that I'm friends with.
I'm about it because that's like the one part of my body I don't
You're like,
hate.
look at these thighs. Okay.
So you're saying, now my wife is like, don't you dare.
Oh, she's saying don't do it?
She's saying it's not coming back. Don't start looking like an idiot around me.
Okay.
But you're saying you're noticing it.
Yeah, I think it is coming back.
So you think that this has some credibility?
I think so. And I mean, maybe it's just my generation. Obviously, like there's a 10-year age gap between us. Maybe it's just a thing that like younger dudes are doing, but I've definitely noticed that's like a thing right now.
Like I remember like, you know how like, I don't know if it was like this when you were in school, but like it was cool kids only wore their backpack on one strap, on one shoulder.
Right.
I remember guys were supposed to have their shorts below their knee.
Right.
And now they're saying, according to this consensus that was taken on TikTok and Twitter, the perfect length for men's shorts is 5.5-inch inseam, which means they stop well above the knee. I cannot believe that.
Right.
That seems, I could never see myself wearing my shorts above the knee.
I think I noticed it like a couple summers ago. It started with kind of swim trunks. I saw like shorter and shorter swim trunks because that used to be the same way. They would hit right at your knee or a little bit below. Most guys swim trunks. And then I kind of noticed over the last couple years that swim trunks have gotten shorter and then it transitioned to normal shorts. Like, I feel like it was maybe a bit of a swim trunk statement first.
Okay.
And now I'm here for it.
So it sounds like you're okay with it.
Yeah.
It says tons of women are now saying short shorts just look better on men.
I think so.
It makes them look taller and it's more flattering to their legs. So listen, if you make this a thing, listen, my dreams are please bring back, the short shorts cool. I want my jorts back. I like wearing jorts.
You like jorts?
The denim shorts.
I've seen them around just here and there. Like in like a fashion way, you know what I mean? Not like in a dad way, but like I have seen them like in the sections of like men's stores and stuff, like different styles of jorts. So I feel like it's not far off.
Okay.
Maybe by next summer. I'm here for it. I think if they're the right kind of jorts, then fine.
Okay, a few more stories here for you. Hanging in with them? You doing okay?
I'm doing good, yeah.
Okay. Are you optimistic or pessimistic regarding the rest of 2020?
Optimistic.
You're optimistic. Okay, explain yourself.
Because
I think I disagree, but I want to explain myself too.
Okay, I feel like people just don't give a shit about the coronavirus anymore, and so I think it's just going to go back to normal.
What do you mean by normal?
Obviously not entirely how it was before, but I think we're through the worst of it.
Okay.
I don't have really any evidence to support that theory. I just kind of think that, not because I think that we should, but because just like the general like consensus that I get when I'm like out and about is that people are just caring less and less, and like they've just kind of decided that the pandemic's over, and so it's just kind of a chain reaction. Other than like obviously wearing a mask and stuff, I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. But I feel like more weddings, more parties, more daily lives, going back to school, like I feel like people are just over it.
So I'm going to say pessimistic. Now,
Okay.
If you had asked me if I'm an optimistic or pessimistic person, I would say I'm an optimistic person.
Right.
And I'm optimistic about my own life in the rest of 2020. I'm pessimistic about the country. And the main reason for that is, so we've got all this stuff going on right now. Unlike you, I don't think, okay, so like you, I do think people are bucking the rules for the coronavirus. To me, that's just going to make things worse, whether you want to admit it or not.
Right, yeah. I definitely agree with that.
And so with as crazy as our lives have been right now and social media with the politics, we still have a presidential election in November.
I did forget about that.
And
I forgot about that.
I do not see
And I
that
even
making
registered to
anything
vote
better.
today, like under my new name and stuff. I even registered to vote today, and I
Good
cannot
for you.
believe I forgot that was even coming up.
So that
is going to start some shit.
Yeah. And I'm also curious to see if after Election Day, in those weeks, months following, if the coronavirus is going to change, or if our outlook on it. I'm curious. I mean, I'm curious.
Well, yeah, and especially depending on who is either reelected or elected, that could that could definitely determine if it's gone or not.
So
from a legal standpoint, at least.
So now that I'm not on the radio, I can share an opinion.
Oh,
that
fun.
Hey, Rob, listen, you don't want to turn off the racists now. They could be listening too. We told everybody's welcome at the party.
Included.
Everyone's
The
welcome
racists,
to the
the
party.
homophobes,
so
all y'all.
I am, and I'm assuming you agree with me. I don't know for sure. Feel free to disagree with me. And
I feel like we're already on the same page.
this is one you will never change my mind on.
Yeah.
I am opposed to the Confederate flag.
Yep.
I'm opposed to Confederate monuments. I'm opposed to the statues.
Yep.
I think that if you disagree with me on this one, there is no way around it. You are racist. The Confederate flag was the symbol for racism.
Yes,
that's
literally.
what it was.
Literally.
And you can, look, if you want to talk about your Southern pride, use the American flag,
Right.
bro. That's my thing.
Right,
So-
and I feel like that's what a lot of you guys are trying to get across anyways, is that you're patriotic and you're just like too big of an idiot to realize what the actual Confederate flag stands for, and you think that it means like I love my truck and my guns and my hunting.
Correct.
And it really just means that you hate black people.
Yes.
So
100%.
and if that's really is how you feel, then once again, because I have the platform to say it now, fuck off.
So this story brought me so much joy. Check
Yeah.
this out.
Oh, I just love telling people to fuck off now.
There's a Confederate monument in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay.
And there had been like a bitter fight whether or not they should keep or take down this monument.
Okay, even though we all know the smarter option.
It's a monument for the Confederacy who lost the Civil War because they wanted to treat black people as property.
Rob, it means country living.
Everybody's welcome, even those who want to own black people. Let them hear at the party, Rob, on the radio. We want to talk to. They spend money.
They might call
Rob.
in. They might call in.
What's funny is I'm not doing a generic redneck voice. I'm doing a specific.
I know
redneck
you are.
voice.
I know you are.
So they voted to keep this monument up, and then shortly thereafter, earlier this week,
Not a good call.
Hurricane Laura knocked it down.
Look,
Right? Can't wait for Laura.
good job, Laura. I love you, bitch.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I love that story, and I hate the Confederacy.
Look at just you know, they do say that just sit back and let karma do its thing. I love that karma now comes in the form of like Mother Nature, where even Mother Nature is like, fuck off.
Y'all being racist.
Me,
this is ridiculous.
Me, Laura, we're all on the same page and we're all here to just fuck shit up, and I love it. Laura's even behind the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm here for it.
Here's the new thing Corona might be killing, and I'm for this.
Okay.
This is stupid.
Let's put a knife in it.
Blowing out birthday candles.
Okay. You know, we should stop singing it because, like we discussed a couple episodes ago, what do you do when someone sings happy birthday other than sit there awkwardly for 30 seconds?
What a dumb tradition, blowing out the number of candles for years old. Like, that's just stupid.
I do want to know how that started.
So here, everyone I love is about to eat this cake. Let me just blow on it for y'all.
Yeah,
And guess
exactly.
what? I'm a kid, so I just ate ass earlier with some DiGiorno. So here, let me get my boyfriend's ass all over this cake that you're all about to eat.
And the younger the person is blowing out candles, the worse it gets. Like, I watched my kid blow out candles twice now, and all he does is spit all over the entire cake.
Really?
I mean, he's my kid, so I don't care. But, like, you know, Aunt Becky might not necessarily want my kid slobber all over her cake. But
Yeah,
she has to
right.
sit there and eat it because she has to be polite.
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe we don't need to blow all over the dessert we're about to eat.
It's literally my sister's birthday today, and I can't wait to eat her breath cake later.
Yeah, imagine we're at a restaurant and like, oh, look, our food's here. Oh, Maddie's soup is here. Like, it's just stupid. It's a dumb thing to do. We just sung happy birthday to you.
Next time someone orders dessert, you have my Scout's honor. I don't care who I'm with. I'm going to stand up and blow on it and just see what happens.
Oh,
And then they're going to be literally disgusted. And I'm going to be like, yeah, now you know how I feel when I have to fucking eat your birthday cake, Jerry. Like, come on now. I would eat Jerry's birthday cake. I would eat your Jerry's birthday cake.
Okay, great.
I would be okay with that.
I probably have at some point. Did you ever hear what he gave me for my birthday one time? You never heard the story about him pooping on my floor?
No.
No, I thought we told you this story.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe you did. I don't know.
He had an accident on my 22nd birthday, and he pooped on my bathroom floor. That's a true story.
God love him. I
don't know if do you care about what's the weirdest thing you've seen your roommate do?
I care about that.
Okay.
I care about that.
Have you ever had a roommate besides?
No, not besides Kent and now a toddler, and I've seen them do some weird shit.
I consider that family.
Yeah.
I consider that.
No,
not
I've
a
never
roommate.
had a roommate. I've always lived with either my sisters or Kent.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
So I'm sure you've probably seen your. I mean, you saw Brooke drink beer.
Yeah.
Which,
Brooke
by the way,
drinks
even
beer.
though Brooke doesn't watch, happy birthday, Brooke.
Yeah, happy birthday,
She,
bitch.
what, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, you little whore.
You think she'll watch? When is she going to start watching? Or listening or whatever?
I don't know, because we talk about podcasts all the time, and she's always like, oh, I need a new podcast to listen to. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be a shame?
It's like 80 minutes a week.
If, like, your own flesh and blood had one. What a crazy concept.
She comes up like every episode.
I know.
All right, so you know my story. You know the weirdest thing I've seen my roommate do.
I do remember this. He would wipe his ass and then throw it in the trash can.
I mean, I always call it just pooping in the trash can, but yes, he wasn't squatting over the trash can.
He would poop in the toilet, wipe, and then put that toilet paper in the trash.
So
Can.
my understanding was he was born in America, but I mean, his name was Abdul, and I believe his parents came from India, where he explained to me that they had very small pipes, and it was not customary to flush toilet paper because you would clog said pipes.
Okay, but we're not there anymore.
That's what I said.
We have pipes that are fine, right?
Yeah. No. You can flush toilet paper in America. It's great.
I've been doing it for a long time, so
So
that's a big
I had
relief.
to deal with potty trading my roommate when I was a freshman in college, which was it took a part of me. It took a part of my soul.
It's
to do that.
a story I'll never forget. Just you telling me.
Yeah, it was strong. And I remember I called my mom for help, and she swears she didn't do this, but I was there. I was on the phone. My mom said, I swear, she said, "Oh my God, Rob, you're going to get AIDS."
That is such a Nancy comment. She's so concerned.
From Blue Waffles herself. So this is from BuzzFeed. It is from BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
My roommate showers in the dark while sitting on a milk crate.
That's odd.
I don't understand that one.
I don't understand that either.
I very
Why the
quickly
dark?
learned my roommate liked to pee outside, just like stand on the patio and pee off it in the middle of the day.
What's not?
My roommate used to leave used floss all over the living room. You'd move a pillow, there'd be floss under it. You move some paper, floss.
That's gross, because it's like been in your mouth.
A girl's roommate used to call her mom every night, put it on speakerphone, and describe the shower she had just taken. The mom would ask follow-up questions like, did you clean behind your ears? Did you clean your butt?
How old are we?
I'm assuming this would be college. They were roommates.
Jeez. It reminds me of like when I'm giving Woodson a bath. I'm like, show me your butt so I can clean it. I cannot imagine doing that in 20 years. I feel like that's a part of like motherhood that I'm okay with, like, you know, going past eventually.
He forgot to mention that he gets night terrors. The first time he woke up screaming, he thought somebody had broken into his house.
Ooh.
That would be that one.
Ken has talked in his sleep a few times and it never gets less creepy.
Oh, I have some funny stories about that. I'd have to, but early in our relationship, when we started sharing the same bed,
Yeah.
I had said one time I woke up thinking we were at Holiday World. And by the way, that was
Not a bad way to wake up.
That was the first night she ever slept over.
Really?
And I asked her, I was like, I think I was saying like, are we going to sit in the front? I think I was saying, are we going to sit in the front or something like that? And she's like, what are you talking about?
Remember when we went to Holiday World and we did sit in the front and we recorded it and then we got in trouble by Holiday World? They were like, you can't record yourself on the roller coaster. I was like, why not?
Yeah, we can't come down on the radio station with this, but we did. I got a shitty phone call when we were on our way home, I think from Holiday World, which that was a fun perk because we got to, there was like no light, it was like the VIP day.
Right, yeah, it was so much fun because we love riding roller coasters.
And Maddie's like, hey, I'm going to do a Facebook Live from the legend or whatever
while we're on the roller coaster. That's cool. That's like, that's cool content.
So then the PD called me and he's like, listen, I just got the phone with Holiday World. You're not allowed to bring your cell phone on the rides.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It makes total sense. What if it fell out of your hands and hits the person behind you in the head?
Oh, okay. I was thinking like
That's
they
a total
were
safety hazard.
I was thinking they were just like worried about like me losing my phone. I'm like, it's my phone. What do you care?
No, you could hurt somebody.
I guess that's true.
It makes total sense to me.
It does. Okay. I take it back.
So, all right. So then there was that. And one time I was, the best one was definitely, I woke up, I have no idea why I was dreaming about DuckTales, but I asked my wife if she would move to Duckburg with me.
Did she say yes?
Yeah.
Good.
She said, what's Duckburg? And I said, it's where the people from DuckTales live. And then went back to sleep.
But she said yeah?
Yeah. And then we joked about it the next morning.
That's a down-ass bitch right there. If Kim was like, you want to move to Duckburg? I'd be like, what the fuck, no.
See, that's why Brittany's a real one. I know
moving
this.
to Duckburg.
Let's see. This guy kept all of his beer in his bedroom instead of the fridge, and he drank it all at room temperature. I don't even think Brooke would do that.
Brooke wouldn't do that, and that says a lot, because she's a full-blown alcoholic.
She individually labeled all of her oranges with their first initial, so no one else would eat them. They just wrote like M on the
Well, I think
oranges.
like if you didn't buy them, then that
right?
would mean that they're not yours and you shouldn't eat them.
Someone moved in with their best friend and found out she never uses spoons. She only uses forks, even for soup and cereal. How the hell do you do that, right?
It's time to break up with that friend.
Let's see. This one's dumb. A guy liked making a sandwich he claimed he invented called buttered cheese bread. It was really just grilled cheese. A woman moved in with a guy who didn't
Butter cheese bread. Innovative.
Here's a good one. A woman moved in with a guy who didn't use toilet paper. He told her that he just, quote, have to start buying teepee again now that a female was in the house. Don't ask me.
You got an itchy butt.
The only thing I could think of is maybe he would just jump in the shower after he pooped.
Even then, what are you eventually getting it off with? Something, which is kind of...
I mean, well, water and soap, I would think, is probably what he's going for.
Okay.
All right.
I don't like that. We should still wipe even if we're getting in the shower. That's just my woman opinion.
I mean, you're right, but I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
I gotcha.
All right, I'll give you one more thing to go out on.
Okay.
This is a conversation on TikTok people are having.
Okay.
What's the worst Halloween costume your mom ever made you wear? Can you think of one? Did you have a good one? I can only think of, I mean, my mom was always pretty cool about Halloween.
Yeah.
But I think in kindergarten, it was definitely kindergarten, because in first grade I was a Friendlies worker, which I know you probably don't know what Friendlies is, but to me it was, if I said Friendlies worker, my mom would be like, listen, you wanted to be that Friendlies worker. But Friendlies is a very popular ice cream restaurant chain in the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
People in the Northeast, everyone that's been to a Friendlies loves Friendlies.
Right, okay.
It's like a diner / ice cream
It's like the GD Ritzies of Pennsylvania.
I would say you're not giving it enough credit, but you do you.
Okay.
Anyway, my brother worked there, so he had a uniform for Friendlies, and I wanted to be a Friendlies worker for Halloween. But the year before that, I was just the shittiest, saddest clown you could ever imagine. Just like...
That's what I remember, too, is that I was a clown once, and I was like, I know that wasn't my fucking idea, Shelley.
Yeah, right. You know, I had
There was no 3-year-old me that was like, I want to be a clown.
Exactly. Like,
and you did that shit to me, and that's trauma.
And I believe I was just like, I just had a rainbow wig with like a white sweater.
Yeah, I think that's how I was too. No, I had a jumpsuit that Velcroed in the back, and then I wore the nose and the curly wig. I say I did. I know I didn't buy that. I didn't pick it out at the store. But I don't remember anything necessarily I was like forced to wear that was horrible, because I think I just kind of had my own free will to pick out whatever I wanted, and they just let me do it.
This episode of the Roz Podcast with Maddie West brought to you by All About You DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Let All About You DJ host your next wedding, party, or event.
I did.
All About You DJ specializes in wedding receptions as well as any other private parties, including birthdays, engagement parties, school dances, or any other special event you may need a DJ for. We work with you to ensure that your entertainment is perfect for your event. At All About You DJ, your event is not only important to you, but it's also important to us. We want to make it memorable for all of those involved. All About You provides everything you need to make your wedding the event of your dreams. From dazzling photo booths to ensure that your event is one your guests will never forget, to gorgeous uplighting to make your wedding photos pop. All About You offers several different packages to fit your needs. You can even ask for me, the Rob, to host your party. Check out our 5-star reviews on Google and on Facebook.com/AllAboutYouDJ. Give us a call at 812-402-0610 or check us out online at allaboutyoudj.com.
Oh, yeah.
Last but not least, today's show brought to you by Gold Tree Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell your home, you definitely want to talk to our friends at Gold Tree Realty. With Gold Tree Realty, you'll be dealing with experienced real estate agents and investors. They can handle sellers in any condition. So if your property is ready to go with no repairs needed, or if it needs a little TLC, Gold Tree Realty can get you that sold sign on your lawn, sometimes even with a cash offer in as fast as 72 hours. And if you're looking to buy a house, Gold Tree Realty specializes in helping buyers find their dream home. Give Andrew, Jason, or any of the experienced and knowledgeable members of the Gold Tree Realty team a chance to help you buy or sell your next home in the Evansville area. Call 812-432-2556 or like them on Facebook, facebook.com/GoldTreeRealty. Once again, that's Gold Tree Realty, 812-432-2556. And if you would like to advertise on the Roz Podcast with Maddie West, please email the rozpodcast@gmail.com. So
that's it.
Is there anything left?
No, I'm just going to go drink beer with Brooke in celebration of her birthday. That's the next up on my agenda.
Are you going to get her drunk?
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure I TikTok it yet again.
Awesome.
I'm still holding on to faith that my drunk younger sister will shoot me into stardom.
We expect nothing less. So then we'll see you then next week.
All right, I will.
On the Roz Podcast with Maddie West.